What up, 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 what up? What's good, people? What is up? What is They went from the fourth level of hell and sent us down to the seventh level of hell. Why? Because then you got Kwanzaa pulling out her titties. The whore pulled out her titties. And these whore bags over here started feeling and fondling on her tits. Mike.
I don't have it to do with you. Girl, you can go over there, rant and rave. Girl, you can shake all your rainbow bright hair all you want, dear one. I'm not doing this. I'm not doing this with you, dear one. I'm not doing this with you, dear one. I don't have nothing to do with you, and I'm done. Baby, you can scream my name from the rooftops from now till Jesus come back. I'm done after this.
Introduced to Tick's Meat. Do you see what I see? Did y'all really hello, casting, wardrobe, y'all let him roll up out of wardrobe with these fans on, giving us all of this, thinking we were not going to see it? We have been waiting with bated breath and anticipating all season long for the slightest glimpse, and y'all just put it out there this episode in all of its magnificent glory.
Listen, that young man said, baby, you ate on this first date, you giving up the cooch on the first date, okay? Well, you gonna run me my coins. Run me my cooch or run me my coins. Run me my cooch or run me my coins. Run me my cooch or run me my coins. That's our new theme song. That is the new song. Listen, somebody need to put a beat to that. Run me my cooch or run me my coins. Run me my cooch or run me my coins. This what y'all got going on.
Called out Sandcastle. Sand, bitch. Ow. Oh my God, it was so funny, girl. Ooh, baby, listen, let me tell you something. This shit started to turn into the precursor for some gay porn. That's what I thought it was. Because Big T is getting all, the voice starting to go deeper and get a little more wet and moist and sentimental and all this shit. And it was real gay at this point. Like, I thought the bitches was gonna, I thought Lil Murder was gonna turn Big T around and do him like he did Uncle Cliff and do the grease it up with City Lou and ran right in there. It's not a coincidence that Big T started off the conversation by trying to find out if Lil Murder was fucking Mercedes, which he found out he's not. It's also not a coincidence that he started talking about prison. Why? Because the bitches was probably fucking in prison. Girl. Uncle Clifford, you better go get your man. Big T got plans for that. Well, he had it on look like something Big Bird vomited up or something like that. Like, I did not like it. That Big Bird couture he was going for, it did not work. Like the pastor of a gay mega church on Easter Sunday. Okay, it was way too much sequins. He had on way too much makeup. Baby, his face looked like Iyanla Vanzant's neckline. Okay, just way too much makeup, clumped in everywhere on his face. Get it together, sweetheart. Like, you're a big girl, so that gives you a whole lot of canvas. So that was a whole lot of makeup, honey. And Rico looked like he was auditioning to be one of the three kings, or he was auditioning to be the main character on Jesus Christ Superstar. Girl, Wayne, did you have on a blue thong or a blue G-string or something? If you did, I want to see it. Get me up in my DMs. I do want to see if you have some blue thongs or blue, jock straps, something like that. I'd love to see it. Anyway, but I liked it with the turtleneck. Now, Troy.
What's going on, people? What is up? What is up? What is up? How the hell are you? Woo. Hello. Welcome to Run Your Mouth. I am L Teddy 27 here to give you all of the news and politics of the day. It is our annual celebration of the Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. And I always like to call all of his titles so as not to diminish him and all that he accomplished. Not only was he a reverend, which they often take that part out, but he was also an actual doctor, had his PhD, earned, dissertation defended. Went to college at age 15. We'll get to that in a sec. At any rate, how the hell are you? I hope y'all are enjoying the long extended weekend for those of you all who are off work. And if you're out and about, maybe doing some community service. I know a lot of people do community service on days like today. I went out this morning and did a little community service. It didn't take me too long. It took me about an hour and a half. Got that done this morning. If you maybe are going to Martin Luther King parades, I know we'll get to the Martin Luther King stuff in a while, but I hope you in just a second. But I hope you're having a great time this weekend. Let me say hey to y'all now. The dossier appears to be light, but we have so much to talk about today. We have so much to talk about today. I'm glad it's just us, and it could just be us, and we could just have a good time, have some fun, do what we do, just be in community together, because we do have some serious things to talk about. And so I definitely want to bring that to light, shed some light on that. And yeah, and then we'll go over to really be whatever time her live is, we'll go over there and make sure we do that. All right, so let me say hey to y'all, and then we'll get this party started. Hey, say Vaughn, crazy homebody girl, how the hell are you? Hey, TJ, you like it on Twitch better than YouTube? You can cuss and stuff on Twitch, and you can do links and stuff over there. Terrence, what's good, bro? What is going on? They working? Are they? Do you have the day off, Terrence, or are they working you today? I'm just asking. Just asking. Tanya, what's going on, Tanya? Boo, what did you do today? Listen, if we all could live vicariously through Tanya, our lives would be so much better. Tanya, I'm telling y'all, Tanya has the best weekends of anybody I know. Every one of her weekends are a whole situation. I'm telling y'all. So if we could all vicariously live through Tanya, we might be better people. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Harold! I'm still getting my voice back, Harold. Hey. What's going on, Harold? Friend, what's going on, beautiful? Hey, sweetheart. Hey, my love. What is going on? Janae, how the hell are you? Hey, Symmetry, what's going on, sweetheart? Up there and down to the volunteer state and stuff. How's everything going on up there in the volunteer state? Hey, Universal Goddess. Me and Universal Goddess hung out a little bit yesterday. We went and had some brunch and stuff. And we had to do the thing Miami style. We had to hang out and have a good time. We went to brunch and sat down and ate and talked and laughed and ate and talked and laughed some more and laughed at the people and stuff. But a good time was had by all. A good time was had by all. Hey, Twin Flames. How you doing? How the hell are you? Antonia, did you ever get that message I sent you, Antonia? I sent it to you on Discord. I sent you a direct message on Discord. Maybe I should have sent you a DM. Because you asked me about like other ways to contribute to the platform, and I said I had Zelle, and I told you I was gonna send it to you, the QR code. I don't know if you ever saw it. Let me know. Hey Tamara. Him being a member of Alpha Phi Alpha just proves even the great ones make mistakes. See how that works. Mama Bees, what's going on? What's going on, Mama Bees? You all right over there? Hey, Dream 007. Mm-hmm. China White, you good over there, China White? You all right? Katrina, how are you? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Katrina said, hit the goddamn like button and stop playing. That's what Katrina said. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Ravine, how the hell are you on this wonderful Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Day? Hey, Cymera. What is good? You did the MLK this program this Monday. I told you. I, I told you Tanya have the best weekends of anybody I know. Tanya don't play around. Listen, if you ever follow Tanya on Instagram, you'll know she'll play around. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. Terrence over here liberating slaves and eliminating overseers on Assassin's Creed. That's why we're here. That's what you're supposed to do when you have a good day off. Hmm. We did have too much fun. You sent me a DM. Okay, hold on. Hold on. You sent it on Instagram? Hold on. Let me see. Oh, you're lying. Oh, okay, there you go. Oh, okay. I got you. I see it now. Cause I was like, I didn't see it the other day. Okay. There you go. Sent. All right. You need a nap, child. Well, you better go lay down. I ain't telling you to go to sleep, but you might want to go lay down. You might want to go lay down a spell. Yeah, the great ones make mistakes. Alphas being the first ones is dependent on whose version of history you want to read. And then there's that. Wait, that don't work. That works for everybody. You got to get a real phone, Antonia. Where am I at? Hey, Jay Parrish. Not ready to go back. I'm not ready either. And and I got a heavy week at work. My week this week at work is heavy. Pre-work activities, so I don't. Oh my lord! Hey, Tracy W. um, I actually prefer doing it as like a standard third Monday every year because the 15th changes from year to year, and so I actually, personally, January 15th changes every year. So personally, I like having it on the third Monday. So I always know I got a 3-day weekend. You know, black people are worked hard enough in this raggedy dumpster fire that they call the yet to be United States of America. So I like being guaranteed to have my 3-day weekend. Hey, Butterfly. Hey, Terry. What's going on? Lovely 31 Blueprint. Now, Lovely 31 Blueprint. You know, I expect every 60 days or so, you know, I'll be expecting a new avatar from you. Uh Lovely 31 Blueprint do her avatar like she do. You know how when your computer say your computer at work say every 90 days or every 60 days, you got to change the avatar. I mean change your password. I feel like that's how Lovely 31 Blueprint do with her avatar. And they all be sickening. I'll be like, how you always take all good pictures? My pictures be coming out raggedy as hell. But we likes to see it, Lovely 31 Blueprint. Hey, Catherine Powell. What's going on? Catherine Powell, I keep saying you and Jay Parrish got to keep me up to speed on the fuck shit and fuckery that y'all be having going on down to the beef sector. Y'all are my, way of staying informed. So I need y'all to keep me informed. You and Jay Parrish. Hey, Miss Shorty B. Oh, you on Twitch and YouTube? Good. Beautiful. Oh, okay. Listen, go ahead and do what you do. My grandma used to always say, I feeds my husband because I don't need no other helper trying to feed him. I don't need no other helper trying to feed my husband. So my grandma used to say, All right, y'all. If y'all ready to get this party started, let's go ahead and put a Shondo in the chat. Let us know you ready to get this party started. Shot. Let me do my shot. I'm gonna do some Monkey 47 again. Since we're still in Capricorn season, we still got a few weeks to go for Capricorn season. Y'all know Capricorn season goes all the way until February 14th. So we still got several weeks to go of taking shots. Y'all trying to have me drunk as hell. Lord, Lord, Jesus. God be with us. Lord. Oh, oh. All right. So we ready for our, once again, shot for all of my Capricorn birthdays. Today is YB's birthday. For those of you who watch YB, on YB Speaks, he's a member of the Justice League, as am I. And so we want to give a hearty happy birthday to YB. Tomorrow is Cam's birthday. So I'm gonna call Cam to see if he'll come up and and talk to us. How does Capricorn? Because we're important. Because we are way too important to have the traditional length of seasons. Like we get extra because we're Capricorns. What are we talking about? We're the greatest people on earth. What are we talking about? Why wouldn't we have a longer season than everybody else? What are we talking about? I mean, Aquarius have their season. We give them like a week or so, you know. We'll give them about a week. That's about all they need, you know. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Your dad's birthday was yesterday. Well, this shot will be for him and YB and all of the other Capricorns out there. Hey, Sherry Watson. Don't be throwing no tomatoes around these parts. Yeah, Cam's is a Capricorn. Cam's all right. Child, you know I'll call Cam's or he'll call me. Oh, that's your bumble clock sneaky link birthday today. He on time out. Listen, I'm a proud Capricorn, Catherine Powell. We go from December 22nd all the way until February 14th. And then we give the Aquarius people, whoever them people are, we give them about a week or so. That's all they need is about a week to celebrate. But we're not getting a standard amount of time. We're Capricorns. We need an extended period. We do a lot of celebrating. I'm just saying. Got a lot of things to do. So we will relinquish Capricorn. I mean, that's good stuff for all of the people that, you know, the end of January and the first 2 weeks of February. We're gifting these people with being able to call themselves Capricorns. It's a win-win for everybody. These people should be happy. Now they don't have to, you know, be, you know, now they don't have to, you know, tell people that they might be Aquarius or whatever that garbage is. You know, they don't got to tell people that no more. They can just be like, oh, I'm a Capricorn. See how that works? You're welcome. The Capricorns, you know, we work hard to please the people. We collectively say you're welcome. Because if we know that those people who, guess they was trying to claim Aquarius or whatever, we know that they thank us for that. Hell, we doing them a favor. We're doing them a favor, Harold. We're here to serve humanity. We're here to help everybody. Capricorns are here to help. We are some of the greatest people to walk the face of the earth. We're here to help everybody. And so we're helping them. I'm just saying. They be real mad about it. Look at Antonia. Look at her. Look at her. Look at Universal Goddess. Look at here. Look at here. No. Our season ain't over yet. We'll let you know when we let it go. Look, I knew Terrence was gonna come out to push. I knew Terrence was gonna put down Assassin's Creed long enough to talk about them damn Aquariuses. No, y'all Aquariuses are way too emotional. You're moody. You're emotional. You people are very emotional. Aquariuses. You are. Hey, Montrez, what's good, bruh? We love Aquarius down. Y'all too emotional. Montrez, did you never told me if you like the new segment, the new music segment on Silly Saturday? Do you like the new music segment, Montrez? Cha. Yeah. Didn't they get in their feelings? Don't they be getting in their feelings real fast? Yeah. Us Capricorns be sitting over here looking at them like, girl, it's like it's just not that serious. It's not that deep, but they be in their feelings. Woo! Listen, every Capricorn I know does not celebrate a birthday. At a minimum, they'll celebrate a birth month. That's the minimum that a Capricorn is going to do. They say, "Oh, I celebrate a birth month," but they never just celebrate a birthday. It's always either a birth month. I actually celebrate a birthday season because why would I just stop after Capricorn? So I'll celebrate. I might, stop celebrating my birthday somewhere around maybe middle of March, maybe a St. Patrick's Day, somewhere around there. Maybe I'll give it up around that part of the year. St. Patrick's Day, I'll stop celebrating my birthday. Okay, there we go. That's what they say, but everything they do is based off of feelings. That's the problem with Aquarius is all y'all decisions are made off of y'all feelings. Y'all don't want people to think y'all got feelings, but everything y'all do is based on y'all feeling. That's why y'all that's why y'all not even a water sign, and y'all call Aquarius, which is the dumbest thing I ever heard in my life. They're called Aquarius, and their symbol looks like water, but they're not a water sign. Dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life. Who am I? I didn't make it up. I'm a Capricorn. We don't have those problems. I'm an Earth sign. If you need me. I'm just saying. Hey, grown woman, though, try me. Look at grown woman, though, try me. Now she had to pop out. Ciao. Okay, good. I'm the only person who did. So y'all just gonna make it like I'm the crazy person. I'll be crazy. It's okay. I'm okay being the crazy one. Anyway, let me take this birthday shot. We got a whole dossier to get through. We got a whole dossier to get through. Hey, Quake. We got a whole dossier to get through. So, not celebrate a birthday year. I know that's right. Listen, what's so funny is, here's what's so funny. Whenever I look up astrology about people that are compatible as friends or even as lovers, they always say Capricorns make great friends with Tauruses, Virgos, because they are all earth signs, but they also make great friends with Scorpios. Child, the friend circle, the foursome. I'm a Capricorn. One is a Virgo, May 17th. One is a Virgo, August 29th, 28th. No, I'm sorry, August 26th. And the other one is a Scorpio. What is that? October 24th or somewhere around there. Yeah. hmm And we're all the best of friends, greatest of friends. Always all over the place. Just a mess. Anyway, let me take this shot. We got a dossier to get through, y'all. You know, it depends on who you ask. If I'm just going strictly off of what they say the season is, most people I know who are born on January 20th say that they're Capricorns. I do find a few that say that they're Aquariuses, but more often than not, everybody I know, except for one person that's born whose birthday is tomorrow, they all claim to be Capricorns. And I only have one that's born tomorrow that says that they're an Aquarius, which is interesting. Hmm. Right, we have a whole dossier to get through. Well, thank you, lovely 31 Blueprint. I was just waiting for Demetria to get here. Hey, Demetria. Hey, boo. We've been over here waiting for you. We ain't even started yet because I said I'm not starting without my girl Demetria. That's my girl. Child. You about to take your 71st trip around the sun? Okay. You see my side. Is it during Capricorn season? Mm. Ah, boy. Yes, earth signs rule the world. You know we crazy, Demetria. You know we ain't got good damn sense. We ain't got no good damn sense. Now that you right about. You don't catch me broke too many times, and you don't catch me not hustling, working, doing something. There's always something going on around these parts, honey. I work hard. Hmm. Oh, so you on the cusp of Aries Taurus? Oh, okay. Okay. So you round about what is that? Because you in April, right? Mm, interesting. I thought they did. I don't make me lie. Don't make me lie. Don't make me lie, Terrence. You know they might have. I don't know. I don't know. You went to a funeral and a repast. Oh, okay. Well, I'm sorry to hear that you had a funeral, but you say you look like you had fun down to the repast. Was the food good? Child, not Gemini. Hey, friend. Child, one thing about them Tauruses, honey, baby, don't have sex with a Taurus, honey. Them hoes are soul snatchers. Have sex with a Taurus if you want to. Leave without your soul, because they will snatch your soul and walk away like nothing happened. Like it's just a regular day in the park. And they'd have snatched your whole soul and left you writhing in ecstasy, rethinking life. And them bitches just walk off like nothing happened. Like it was just a regular day in the park. Never had bad sex with a Taurus, and I've had sex with many. Never had bad sex. Even though they say Scorpios are the freaky ones, it's them Tauruses. Them the ones that you don't want to fuck around with in the bed. I ain't gonna even hold you. Them the ones, them Tauruses, you don't want to fuck off with them. And they be so unassuming. They just seem like they just regular. Baby, that door closed, them lights go off. They be done tossed you to and fro from wall to wall, snatched your soul out your body. Lights come on, they just sitting there just as unassuming as they were before y'all came in the room. Kindly walk out like nothing happened and won't call you back. And you'll be over there stalking these bitches. Like, I will stalk you. And they just walk off like nothing happened. They ain't shit. They ain't shit. Look at the Tauruses. They know I ain't lying. They know I ain't lying. I'm telling you, Antonio, you know I ain't lying. Girl, them Tauruses. Baby, listen. Mm. We got some shots to do, okay? We got to stay focused. We got to focus, okay? Focus. Girl. Girl. Cha. Hey, little baby. Hey, look, Tracy W. You see, I'm over here trying to stay focused, and these people keep taking me off track. Okay, I'm gonna take my shot. Wait. I need the words, y'all. Y'all know I need the words for the shot, so I don't get it wrong. Let me see if I can get up to it, down to it. Is it we do it because we used to it? Those who don't do it, something, something. I can't keep up. I don't know. Hey Tracy, we was just talking about you and y'all Tauruses. We were just talking about y'all Tauruses. Mm-hmm. I'm trying to tell you. Mm-hmm. Trying to tell you what I know. It's not me, Tracy W. It's everybody else. I'm waiting for them to give me the words so I can make sure I got this right. Okay, I'm gonna just make it up to it, down to it. I think we do it because we used to it. Those who don't do it, they blew it or something. I don't know. Whatever they say, just do it. Drink. I like that. Oh, you could tell a good gin. That's a lot smoother than some other stuff. Mm. Mm. I do kind of make it up every time. She go, don't judge me. You don't know my pain. You don't know what I've been through. Judging me. Judging me. You don't know my pain. You don't know what I've been through. Right, up to it, down to it, drink, damn it. Happy birthday, Capricorns. All right, and with that being said, we will start today, as we always do. So, ladies and gentlemen, non-binary gender conforming members of our audience, I bring to you the late great Larry Myers to help us usher in our Sugar Spike segment.
Oh God. You see, this is the part that I like.
Major sugar spike.
So loved the world, I want to fight. That he gave his only begotten son.
Major sugar spike.
And who shall ever believe?
Major sugar spike.
They shall not perish, but have everlasting life.
Taste the biscuit.
I wish somebody help me.
Jesus. Thank you, Larry. So we start our Sugar Spike segment with the fact that it is our commemoration and celebration of the life and legacy of Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Look at Tracy. She said 426 team child. I always remember Tracy's birthday because DeBay, and Tracy know who DeBay is. His birthday is April 24th. Oh, jeez. Ooh. Some of the best sex I've ever had in my life, dear God. Anyway, thank you for your super chat, Tracy. Not Gemini and Gemini is an ancient relationship. Hey sis, what's going on? What time is you going live, really? Be so I can make sure we got to try to be done by the time you go live. Are you going live your regular time? Okay, you April 23rd. Okay. That don't look like me. That lady do not look like me. She wish. In her wildest fantasies. Listen, we have to celebrate and start by talking about today is MLK Day. It is the day that we celebrate the life and legacy of Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Listen, y'all know why I have this picture of Martin Luther King up here. Now, Dr. King, whose original name was Michael, Many don't know that. He and his father, their original name was Michael, and his father, Dr. Martin Luther King Sr., changed both of their names when he read up on Martin Luther. He changed both of their names to Martin Luther and King. Yep. And but I think I have this picture of Martin Luther King up there. That side eye, because Martin Luther King is giving a sickening side eye right there. Like, girl. Because I really feel like Martin Luther King is probably sitting up somewhere, looking down at us like, these Negroes just won't learn. And I ain't even got to the white people and the people descended from the Caucasus Mountains and all of the fat fuck shit um that they got going on. I'm talking about us. I think that he will probably be giving us the side eye like, y'all thought y'all just got some of these luxuries and liberties by happenstance. I feel like he would say to us, did you forget what it took to get us here? And what it took to get us here is going to take even more to keep us here. And now that they're trying to take us back to the Jim Crow days, we seem to believe that we're going to be able to stop all of this and thwart all of this by just sitting down and doing nothing. Now, let's be clear. There were black people during the time of Martin Luther King that couldn't be bothered. They went to work, they lived their lives, and they said, I don't have time to be bothered with all of this civil rights, nonviolent stuff. But there was always that coalition of, and it wasn't just Dr. King and his organizations, but there were several that would bring their resources and all of their outreach and things together to make this happen. I always oftentimes when I would talk about, I would spend like usually the whole month of January chronicling a lot of stuff when I used to teach uh, uh, um AP Lang. I used to teach AP language, 11th grade AP language and composition. Um, and we would do rhetorical, one rhetorical analysis a week on some of his famous speeches. The best one is Letter from the Birmingham Jail, one of the greatest pieces of writing ever written in the annals of humankind. If you've never read Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.'s, Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Letter from the Birmingham Jail, please, at some point in your life, go and read this. Probably the greatest piece of writing, arguably one of the top 3 greatest pieces of writings ever written by a human being. Okay. And we'll do rhetorical analyses on these, on a lot of things that he would say. But one thing that point that I'm making is I would always tell my students, it wasn't Dr. King alone. I always would tell them, you have to understand the movement started with young people, with the teenagers, with SNCC, and and if you remember, hey Candace F, they really moved the needle and got the conscience of America once they involved children in the fight, and children began to be brutalized and had dogs sicked on them. And when you see those famous pictures and images of the water hoses and the dogs and things, the things, and even Selma, the bridge on Selma, those were either teenagers. If you look at the some of them were even over in Alabama, they a lot of the images of the water hoses and things like that and the dogs, those were children as young as elementary school age, whose parents, and Dr. King talked to the black parents and said, we have to get the kids involved. That's the only way this is going to move things. And these parents literally put their children in harm's way because they understood that this is not going to change without some level of sacrifice. Literal black people had to put their children in harm's way, and the children wanted to be a part of the movement. And they talk about children from that time that grew up in it and they were in it and a part of. They talked about how it was a badge of honor to say, "I'm going out there. We gonna do what we have to do." And it was a badge of honor to say, "Yep, I got arrested. Yep, they arrested me." This is, and parents had to make a conscious decision to allow their children to be on the front lines. When you think of the Selma Bridge, those were college students. Those were, and we would still call them babies, 18, 19, some of them 16 to 17-year-olds. SNCC was for young people, maybe early 20s, some of them. Most of them were young people. They were teenagers, early 20s. These were people out there putting their bodies on the line, knowing that what they were facing. Okay. Now, I want you to reflect that with the fact that today we see black people all over the place telling black people, nope, don't go out there. Nope, stay at home. Nope, this ain't our fight. Nope, you might get arrested. Nope, they might call the police on you or do. I want you to look at the contrast. Contrast when they fought against Jim Crow laws and fought all of the atrocities that were going on. Black people were willing to put themselves and their bodies and at times even their own children in the fight. And you contrast that with today, where grown ass black people who have way more rights, liberties, and monies than some of our forefathers and ancestors could ever dreamed of having. And you know what our answer is when things happen? Yeah, let's just go sit down. You don't want to go out there. It ain't worth it. We're the generation that feels like it's not worth it. All the while, what you're saying is your freedoms and your liberations, all of the pleasantries that you so gracefully take for granted are not worth it. Because if you haven't noticed, all of them are being stripped away. And I continue to say this over and over and over. There's no change without some form of bloodshed. There's no change without some level of sacrifice. Those people during the time of Martin Luther King and before, because that's not the only time that black people did this. Black people, since we got to this dump, had to fight and die and be killed and get on the front lines and put our bodies on the line and say, it may not be me, but my sacrifice hopefully will be for generations after me. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. But today, and I'm a part of today's adults. Adults today, black people, we all in this. We all got to take accountability as we reflect on Martin King and all of the people during that time, John Lewis and so many, Julian Bond, and so many. If so many tonight. I always talk about the double threat between Martin Luther King, who was doing the work domestically, and James Baldwin, who was simultaneously doing the work internationally. Because while you had Martin Luther King, that was the face of black people domestically and was on television screens and doing speeches and things, James Baldwin was simultaneously doing the exact same thing internationally, in Europe, in parts of Africa, and all over the world, telling about the horrors of what it was to be black in America, and that was the double threat that was going on at the same time. I just think that as we reflect on Martin Luther King, and we reflect on those during that time, because although we have Martin Luther King, who is who is the person in name and face that most people you know easily associate. It's what Martin Luther King represents, and all the people that he represents, because there was a bevy of people that were intimately involved with this, intimately involved with making sure that this happened. And so when we start to look back at all of our ancestors and forefathers who fought the fight, were jailed and beaten and kicked and maimed and bombed and murdered, and had all types of atrocities happen to them, lynched and all types of stuff. We have to go back and think to ourselves as a people, are we willing to fight now? Because if we're not willing to fight like they fought, we're going to go back to Jim Crow. Hell, they're already in the midst of making that happen. They're already eradicating and obviating all of the progress that Martin King and all of those before him fought for and died for. And what are we going to do about it? Here we are. So I hope that Martin Luther King Day 2026 is a calling cry to Black people around the country to say, we got to wake up. There's a fight going on around us. And if we don't understand that we're in this fight, we are destined to lose everything that others fought for. So I just wanted to say that is my message to you all on this MLK Day. I just felt the need to say that because we don't want so many of our ancestors and forefathers to have gone through what they went through, and then we just sit here and let it all get erased away because we don't feel like we need to fight for anything. I'm just saying. So happy Martin Luther King Day still. So I hope we get reinvigorated, and we get the batteries in our backs, because for all of those people who think that Martin Luther King was just some meek, mild man that wasn't about that life and wasn't willing to fight, you clearly don't know Martin Luther King. What you know is the whitewashed propaganda that white people want you to know about him. I'll say that again. For those people who think Martin King was not in the fight, these are the same people who will lead you to believe that Martin King, they've whitewashed, I should say, his story. They've whitewashed who and what he was. They want you to believe, oh no, he just sat there and was nonviolent, and he wouldn't have protested. He wouldn't do any of that. Really? Really? Matter of fact, did I download that? I was supposed to play. Hold on, let me make sure I got it. Hold on. Let me make sure I got it. Did I download this? I thought I downloaded that. Hold on, y'all. Hold on, y'all. Hold on 1 second, y'all. Because I wanted y'all to hear just one of my favorite uh um, um one of my favorite um speeches by, wasn't really a speech, but he was asked a question in an interview, and I love his answer because it is and it's not the whole answer, but it gives you a portion of his answer, because all white people want you to hear is "I have a dream." Meanwhile, back at the ranch, that was only 10% of his whole speech. They neglect the other 90% of his speech because they don't want you to hear about the other 90% of his speech. No, 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 no. They skip and neglect the whole front 90% of his speech to focus on the part of the speech that gives them this cover, the part of the speech that makes them feel like they're not that bad. It's all rosy and colorful. We're a country where this black man's 4 children can be judged by the content of their skin. And I mean, content of the color, not the color of their skin, but the content of their character. There we go. But that's all they want, because they want to have a whitewashed version of everything so that they can sit in their homes and feel comfortable. They never want to really be put face to face with the fuck shit that they have done and that they're responsible for. That's just the long and short of it. Let me cue this up for y'all, and then, all right, hold on. There you go, right there. Okay, all right. So they were, in this excerpt, they were asking Martin Luther King about black people, and them doing right, and now that they had more rights, and the Civil Rights Act had been passed, and voting rights act and so forth, and so why black people are still complaining, and why they can't just do better for themselves and be quiet. And here was his answer.
How to farm. Not only that, they provided county agents to further their expertise in farming. Not only that, they provided low interest rates in order that they could mechanize their farms. Not only that, today many of these people are receiving millions of dollars in federal subsidies not to farm, and they are the very people telling the black man that he ought to lift himself by his own bootstraps. And this is what we are faced with, and this is the reality. Now, when we come to Washington in this campaign, we are coming to get our check. I come here tonight and plead with you. Believe in yourself and believe that you're somebody. As I said to the group last night, nobody else can do this for us. No document can do this for us. No Lincolnian Emancipation Proclamation can do this for us. No Kennethonian or Johnsonian.
Just a little bit of excerpts from him that they don't like you to see. But love Dr. King. Again, if you never read anything else by Dr. King, go read Letter from the Birmingham Jail. It is probably one of the greatest pieces of writings you'll ever read in your life. All right. Now, here we are. Hey, Tiffany. Hey, Jocelyn. What's going on? So if y'all notice in my title, I said Civil War or World War III. These people are trying to do one or the other, or probably both simultaneously. Like I'm really trying to figure out which, and I think they're trying to figure out which one they want to do first to continue to distract you from Epstein and so forth. But they are simultaneously going at lightning speed toward the Civil War while doing everything in their power to spark World War III at the same damn time. So let's look at the World War III portion of it. And then we'll start to look at, which is the international stuff. And then we'll start to look at some of the more domestic stuff, because we have to be able to do a whole bunch of things at a whole bunch of times. I'm just saying. We have to do a whole bunch of things. Hey, DPG, at a whole bunch of times. Hey, Quintessential. So, your president, not mine, the man who occupies 1600 Pennsylvania Boulevard, right? So he has threatened yesterday evening, or yesterday, I should say, to impose a 10% tariff on 8 European countries, those countries being Denmark, France, Germany, Sweden, Norway, Finland, and the Netherlands. I'm sorry, the Netherlands and the UK. And until they agree to give the United States control of Greenland. And those tariffs, he says, are going to start on February 1st. And they will continue until June 1st, where if there's still no agreement to give the U.S. Greenland, then those tariffs are going to go up to 25%. Now, of course, the EU, the European Union, has lost it. They were like, now, wait a minute. Now, you have members of Congress, bicameral and bipartisan members of Congress that went over to Copenhagen in Denmark because Greenland is a part of the Kingdom of Denmark. And so you have bicameral and bipartisan members of Congress that went over to Copenhagen, Denmark last week, and they, tried to make the Dutch prime minister and people over the and Dutch government feel like, oh, that's just our president talking. But we're here with NATO, and this is never going to happen. Only for a few days later, the president to do and say this. Fuck them hoes that are over there. I said what I said. We're going to get Greenland one way or another. Figure your life out. We either get it the easy way or the hard way. Figure your life out. That's what your president is saying, right? Again. Hey, Carl. Alienating all of NATO. Remember, we talked about this. We talked about, as great of a military as we have and as much military might that we have, we cannot go to war with another superpower by ourselves, because when we win wars, that happens on the strength of there being a coalition of countries. And those countries in NATO are needed for us to fight countries like a China or Russia. While we may have a larger military, you do realize that China has a coalition of people behind them. You also realize that Russia does as well. Well, the European Union lost it. So what happens? They said, "Oh, is that what you're doing? You sure about this, right?" Well, the European Union says, if you need us to, we'll go with the trade bazooka. And you're saying, what is a trade bazooka? Well, um, this is let me explain to you what the trade bazooka is. The trade bazooka is the anti-coercion instrument, or the ACI, that was created by the European Union in 2023 to deter and respond to economic pressure from foreign governments. It gives the EU authority to retaliate when a country is seen as trying to force political or economic concessions through trade threats or restrictions. According to the European Commission, the tool is designed first to discourage coercion and only then enter it if talks failed. Um Now, what they're saying is, in a nutshell, this could involve the EU having $108 billion in retaliatory tariffs on the United States. And if you haven't been paying attention, there are much more things made outside of the United States than there are made in the United States. And even the things that are made in the United States have parts and things that help those things built in the United States. They come from outside of the United States. Mhm. They've also said that at the moment that the United States moves in militarily or in any way, shape, form, or fashion to take Greenland, NATO is over. That's it. And for a lot of people domestically, when you start to talk NATO and different things, um, it sounds like just some foreign stuff happening way on the other side of the globe. Nothing to see here, nothing to worry about. Even many people my age, wars that we remember never required a draft. When we had the original Gulf War under George H.W. Bush, when we had the war on terror under the son George W. Bush. So you had the Desert Storm way back in the day under George H.W. Bush. You then had with Kuwait and so forth. Then you had the war on terror under George W. Bush, the son. None of these wars involved a draft. Most people, they will watch it on the news and go about business as usual. We have to go back to many of us, our parents or grandparents, to understand when you have a large scale war that forces there to be a draft and other things that changes people's way of life, that changes how things move domestically. Because by and large, the Gulf Wars that we had did not, in terms of the way people see their life, it did not change or alter people's lives, how they went about things, right? But if we have the eradication of NATO and we're out there by ourselves, because we done pissed off not China, Canada, so they don't want no parts of us. They've included Great Britain or the UK in these tariffs. So once NATO's going, Great Britain and the UK gonna say fuck you and fuck your life like the rest of the European Union. We're out here by ourselves. We ain't made a lot of friends. And so if another superpower or multiple superpowers flex, yeah, we have a large military. But what did I say? by ourselves, we can be defeated. They would then start to institute drafts. They would then start to do things that would alter people's everyday lives. And I think that's when people start to hear these big words like NATOs and treaties. It doesn't make sense to them. It's not until people's everyday lives get affected that then people start to care. And I think what if this man, and I don't see any sense of this president not going through with every day I expect to wake up and see that there's been a military operation similar to what happened in Venezuela, if not worse. Every day I wake up expecting to hear that they've had something like that over in Greenland. I'm fully expecting that. Meanwhile, Denmark and several other countries in the European Union have already put military personnel on the ground in Greenland because they're preparing for the fuck shit. I'm telling you, this is not going to end well. These people are overplaying their hands. They saw, oh, we bombed Iran. Oh, we bombed Nigeria. Oh, we took over Venezuela and took control of that. Oh, we're just blowing up people in the boats in the Eastern Pacific and in the Caribbean. Oh, we're taking tankers whenever we want. They're overplaying their hands. They're alienating all of the allies. And I got a news flash for you. Canada, America's hat, is going to be on the side of the European Union. And we'll give Europe full, unfettered access to Canada. You also have to realize you've pissed off and alienated most of the countries in Central and South America. Should I also remind you, Cuba is 90 miles from Florida. And Cuba sure don't want no parts of the United States. None. Cuba will allow anybody to come. Oh, you want to fight the United States? Come on. Yeah, I will let you. Come on, we right here. I'm just letting you know. Hey, Miss Kiki. So this is a recipe for disaster. This is and Congress, with these strongly worded letters and going on television and being all meek and mild, they're pussyfooting around. The Senate tried to put a measure on the floor that would have removed that, and this was just which applied to Venezuela. Tried to say that the president does not have the authority to do any more military action in Venezuela, which is already a law, and I don't even understand why you have to pass another legal another law or measure in Congress to do that, because it's already in the Constitution that way. But here we are. They tried to pass a measure saying that they could do no more military actions, take no more military actions in Venezuela, right? So they had enough Republicans that had come over for the measure to pass. Your president said in a Truth Social post, he named them by name, the Republicans, and said they should no longer be in office. Immediately, two Republicans, Josh Hawley and what was the other? I can't think of the other one. Immediately said, "Oh, well, we'll vote with you, President Trump." Yeah, yeah. Scared them. They're afraid of this man. Co-equal branch of government afraid of this man. The Democrats, again, afraid of this man. We'll get to them whores in a second. This is a problem, people. This is I just don't think that most of the American public understand the gravity of the Greenland situation. Like the Greenland situation could easily take us into World War III. And I'm not being hyperbolic. I'm not trying to fear monger. I'm not trying to be an alarmist. This is that big of a situation. Mhm. And many of us have family, friends, and loved ones that are currently sitting in the United States military, active duty. Mhm. Many of us have family, friends, and loved ones that may not be active duty, but they may work for military contractors and may also be put in harm's way. In other news, oh, in more international news, I should say. So, because he's not done with Europe, right? The president suggested that the Norwegian Nobel Committee's decision to award last year's Nobel Peace Prize to Venezuelan opposition leader Maria Corina Machado was a factor in his continued push to acquire Greenland in a letter to Norway's leader over the weekend. In the letter to Norwegian Prime Minister Jonas Gahr Store, uh, the president questioned why Denmark has a quote right of ownership end of quote over the mineral rich island. Here's portions of the letter. It said, quote, Dear Jonas, literally it said that, not dear Prime Minister Store. It literally said, Dear Jonas. Okay. Let me see if I can pull. Because I think y'all might think I'm just making this up. See if I can pull this up for y'all. Hold on. See if I can pull this up for y'all. Because I don't want y'all to think I'm making this shit up. You can't make this shit up. Hold on. Oh yeah, I found it on Reddit. Here we go. Here's the letter that your president sent. This is from the White House on official letter here. It literally says, "Dear Jonas." That's the that's the first name of the prime minister of Norway. This is the fuck shit that we got going on. I can't make this shit up, y'all. This is what he sent to the sitting prime minister of a sovereign country. The man's name is Jonas Gahr, and his last name is Store, Store. He said, Dear Jonas, this is a real letter. Considering your country decided not to give me the Nobel Peace Prize for having stopped 8 wars plus, I no longer feel an obligation to think purely of peace. Although it will always be predominant, but can now think about what is good and proper for the United States of America. Denmark cannot protect the land from Russia or China. And why do they have a quote right of ownership end of quote anyway? There are no written documents. It's only that a boat landed there hundreds of years ago, but we had boats landing there also. I have done more for NATO than any other person since its founding. And now NATO should do something for the United States. The world is not secure unless we have complete and total control of Greenland. Thank you, President DJT. These people are not well. Now, the man is not well. The country of Norway has no control, has nothing to do with who gets the fucking Nobel Peace Prize. The Nobel Committee, the Nobel Committee is independent. They have nothing to do with the Norwegian government or the country of Norway. It's just given out in Norway. It's where the Nobel Committee is headquartered. But the country of Norway has nothing to do with that. And we are going to have the degenerative ideations of an unwell cognitively a cognitively unwell man send us to World War III. The man is a despot. The man is a despot. I don't listen. This is real. Who's going to invoke the 25th Amendment? Because all of the people around him in his cabinet are high-fiving this. They're totally lockstep and key with this. There's no one to invoke the 25th Amendment. No one. Hey, Uncle Jay. But this is what we have going on, y'all. This is the lunacy that we have going on. A man who is sending the entire global political sphere into a tailspin and is going to send us into World War III. A fucking despot. A man who is not cognitively well. Who's backed by a fucking weirdo who was probably picked, and Stephen Miller, who was probably picked on in school or whatever he had going on, and now wants to take that out on the entire globe. So basically, he's saying, y'all ain't give me the Nobel. The country of Norway didn't give me the Nobel Prize. And so I'm taking Greenland. The man said he's done more for NATO than any other person since its founding. The man is delusional. Now, Prime Minister Storr sent a text message along with the president of Finland back to Donald John. They said, "Dear Mr. President," I'm sorry, "Dear Donald." They wrote that. They wrote, "Dear Mr. President, comma, underscore dear Donald." I mean, lowercase dear Donald. On the contact across the Atlantic on Greenland, Gaza, Ukraine, and your tariff announcement yesterday. You know our position on these issues, but we believe we all should work to take this down and de-escalate. So much is happening around us where we need to stand together. We are proposing a call with you later today with both of us or separately. Give us a hint of what you prefer. End of quote. That's what they wrote back. I don't think it was worded strongly enough. I think they should have said, "Bitch, fuck you and fuck your life." That's what I would have said. Nobody, Carl, that's what we're over here screaming. Nobody in positions of power want to stop this. Everybody wants to have strongly worded letters. Every fucking body wants to get on the news and say, well, these are serious times and we have to work on this. We have to fight. We have to, the Republicans they would never let this happen if this were a Dem in place. Fuck out of here, Democrats. Bitches are fucking, these people are fucking irrational people. In more sugar spiky news. So we've now learned that the Department of Justice is now focusing its civil rights division on the protection of white people against alleged reverse discrimination. Mm-hmm. 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 In an interview with the New York Times, your president said that civil rights protections and programs have hurt white people. He said, "quote I think a lot of people were very badly treated. White people were very badly treated, where they did extremely well, and they were not invited to go into a university or college." End of quote. The Justice Department sent a letter to state officials in Rhode Island. This was back in June. In that letter, they reminded um, state officials that the federal civil rights law, quote, prohibits an employer from discriminating against an individual on the basis of race, color, religion, sex, or race or national origin, end of quote. Now, all of this sounds really innocuous, right? The Justice Department's inquiry letter to Rhode Island says it is investigating. I'm sorry, they sent an inquiry letter to Rhode Island saying that they are investigating whether the state is engaging in discrimination against in its state government hiring and implementing an affirmative action plan that's been used nationwide to ensure diverse workforces and student groups. The Rhode Island inquiry is the latest in a series of probes by the Trump administration's Justice Department into organizations and governments that use diversity, equity, and inclusion programs. Last week, the agency also filed a lawsuit against Minnesota in an effort to bring down the state's affirmative action hiring process policies for its agencies. The suit asserts Minnesota law, which mandates affirmative action programs for state civil service. This is a They're saying that this is a violation of the Civil Rights Act of 1964. Hmm. Let me break this down for you. They're going state by state and telling states the federal government got rid of DEI. Now the state must do it, whether or not you want to, or we're going to sue you. Whether they'll win, who the fuck knows? Why don't we know? Because we have a Supreme Court that's in bed with the president. Now, this goes back to what I said at the beginning of this of the sugar spike segment when we talked about Martin Luther King, and we talked about the fact that they're taking us back to Jim Crow. They are systematically removing everything that the civil rights era worked on. They are now using the civil rights division of the Department of Justice to investigate alleged reverse discrimination, meaning they are targeting any organization or state that's out here trying to help and assist Black people, trying to help and assist Hispanic Latinx people, trying to help and assist AAPI people, trying to help and assist LGBTQ plus people, trying to help and assist any marginalized people. What they're doing is they are forcing the country back into the Jim Crow era. Now, let me say to my Latinx and Hispanic communities, my AAPI communities as well, you should note that during Jim Crow, the number of Latinx Hispanic people was minuscule. I believe it was less than 5%. Number of AAPI, minuscule. So, most Hispanic Latinx people don't know the Jim Crow America, did not have to live through that. And now that we see the diminution of all of the work that Black people in the civil rights era worked on making happen, you're about to see that the country that you may have fled your countries to come to was just as horrible. And we've been screaming that shit for years now. So we are now being forced, because they're not going to stop. You notice all of the right-wing states, they immediately followed suit and immediately said, yep, we're here for no more DEI. Look at all of the states that are red, they got rid of it real fast. Mm-hmm. Uh-huh. Brace yourselves, people. It's going to be a bumpy ride. In other news, so now we got to talk about the Don Lemon situation. If you noticed, I did not put that whore in my title, because when I look at all of the reporting and all of the things that people are reporting on with the Don Lemon situation, it starts with Don Lemon versus that whore, Nicki Minaj. That's not the story. We'll get there. That's not the fucking story. Nicki Minaj is the fucking distraction. That bitch ain't shit. She can't do nothing to Don Lemon. She can't cause anything to happen. She has no say so in any policy, in any law enforcement, anything. She's just some raggedy whore blathering about and bloviating and farting all over Al Gore's good internet with her fuck shit. Now we'll get to that whore. She's not the fucking story. She's not the fucking story. The story is the fact that on Martin Luther King Jr.'s holiday, the Department of Justice is threatening the Klan Act on Don Lemon. Again, the Department of Justice is threatening to charge Don Lemon with the Klan Act. And the Klan Act was a law put in place because of the Ku Klux Klan, and the fact that the Ku Klux Klan was not allowing people, Black people, to vote. Technically, Black men at the time, to vote. And Congress had to pass the Klan Act. It's literally called the Klan Act because it was named after the fucking Ku Klux Klan. And these fucking morons, you have Hermie Dillon, who's assistant attorney general, one of the assistant attorney generals for these yet to be United States of America. How are you the assistant attorney general and clearly have no understanding of the law? Let me take that back. You do have fucking understanding of the law, but what you're doing is you're getting on all of these television platforms and social media platforms, throwing it out there as if this is what it is. And the Klan Act was put into place because they said that you could not stop someone or no organization, I should say, could stop people from having any of their rights and freedom, the First Amendment, or any of their freedoms like the right to vote and anything like that, right? And they're attaching Don Lemon to being a part of the organization that ran into that church. Now, let me play a small video about what happened in the church in Minnesota.
David Easterwood is a pastor here. He is also the director of the field office for ICE in St. Paul. So someone who claims to worship God, teaching people in this church about God, is out there overseeing ICE agents. Think about what we've experienced. The murder of Renee Good at the hands of ICE. A Venezuelan national shot by ICE. A 6-month-old baby who almost died as a result of ICE unleashing military-grade weapons on our community. How dare you claim to be a pastor of God and you are involved in evil in our community?
Do you think Jesus would be understanding?
We're about worship
these folks.
We're about spreading the love of Jesus.
But did you try to talk to them?
No, church had gathered for worship, which we do every Sunday, and we were interrupted by this group of protesters. Yeah. We asked them to leave, and they obviously have not left.
Now, what happened was some protesters in Minneapolis, Minnesota, said that they found out that at this church, which is called City's Church, one of the pastors there, not the guy who Don Lemon interviewed, but another one of the pastors there was the leader of the St. Paul, or the acting director of ICE's St. Paul field office, right? And so the protesters went there to protest at his church. Whether or not you think that's right, wrong, or in between, they're saying that there's another law which is called the FACE Act. The FACE Act is a law that was passed a few years back that outlawed anybody, or any organization, I should say, stopping anybody from being able to worship at any type of institution, be it a synagogue, a mosque, a church. There's a law that was passed by Congress that said it's illegal to stop people or impede people from going and, practicing their religion however they see fit. Part of the FACE Act also says that it's illegal for any organization, be it faith-based or otherwise, to impede people from going and getting an abortion from an abortion clinic. Now, so these people go in there. They tell Don Lemon, as you know, has been in Minnesota the last week or so, reporting on the ground and so forth. So some of the people in the organization said, "Hey, we're going to go and we're going to protest at the church. If you're welcome to come, we're going to protest at the church." Don said, "Hey, I'll cover it in my news coverage." He goes. He's not a part of the organization. He goes. Now we all know the press and journalists are they cannot get prosecuted for covering a story. That's not how that works. We've seen news journalists actually embed themselves into organizations and follow them around for the purpose of providing journalistic coverage, of providing true and real journalism. None of what they're accusing Don Lemon of is illegal or fits by any means the threshold for the Klan Act or the FACE Act at all. However, the story here is them wanting to silence anyone who dares put information out there that they don't like. Don Lemon is low-hanging fruit for them. He doesn't have the big media conglomerate of CNN, MS Now, Fox, ABC, CBS, NBC. He doesn't have those entities that have huge legal teams and limitless money, damn near, to fight legally against the United States of America. Now we know the tactic of your president. Your president has a decades long history of just taking people to court, having them in court months and months, and sometimes even year after year, knowing that it's a frivolous lawsuit, but also knowing that the person that he's suing or takes to court doesn't have the means or the funds to have this endless fight with him in court. So why is Don Lemon low hanging fruit? He doesn't have that the backing of a huge media conglomerate. He's an independent journalist. He's black and he's gay. Oh, that's low hanging fruit for MAGA. Oh, you independent? You're reporting against us? You're black and you're gay? Oh, that checks all of the boxes that we need. Low hanging fruit. Low hanging fruit. So, what this is about is we're in the authoritarian dictatorship. We are in the authoritarian dictatorship, and when you're in a authoritarian dictatorship, you are not allowed to say anything that they don't want you to say. You are not allowed to have any type of journalism or press that says anything counter to what the authoritarian dictator wants you to say. So Don Lemon is easy in their estimation, easily snuffed out. You ain't got that kind of money to fight against the federal government. You don't have the means to do that. That's what they're going to think. Now, I don't know what Don Lemon got, but I'm telling you, that's what they're banking on. He's low hanging fruit. They are bigots. They are racist, and many in the MAGA nation, bigots, racists, low hanging fruit. And then we want to go old school Jim Crow. He dares. Not only is he gay, but he's sleeping with a white man. And you got this black man flaunting the fact that he's with a white man. It's so many layers to this. So many layers to it. So he's low hanging fruit. But this is all about snuffing out anyone willing to report on and tell the truth. So, uh, 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 um, right-wing MAGA nut Benny Johnson, he then breaks the story that the DOJ is going to come after Don Lemon. So he tweets this out. Breaking, DOJ announced its intention to charge Don Lemon under the Ku Klux Klan Act. The KKK Act is called the Klan Act. Makes it illegal to threaten, hurt, or intimidate people to prevent them from exercising their God-given rights. Hermeet Dillon, who he interviewed there, and I'm not going to play that whole interview. It's real long. I don't feel we need to. She said, quote, "The Klan Act is one of the most important federal civil rights statutes. It's a law that makes it illegal to terrorize and violate the civil rights of citizens. Whenever people conspire this, the Klan Act can be used. Everyone in the protest community needs to know that the fullest force of the federal government is going to come down and prevent this from happening and put people away for a long time." End of quote. That is a threat. That is scare tactics. So that's what Benny Johnson put out, who's a raving pillow princess herself. Mama is a slap bottom, and we're not bottom shaming over here, but she's a MAGA nut that talks against the LGBTQ plus community, and we already know she's even more of a pillow princess than Lady G. The stories are the girl. They clocked you that time, Mama, when your internet history got showed. When you got hacked and everybody saw your internet history and they said, "Girl, go sit down somewhere." Anyway, so when Benny Johnson posts that, right? Y'all's girl, oh yes, not my girl, y'all's girl decides she wants to enter the conversation because she wants to be relevant. So then y'all's girl, Nicki Minaj, Onika is what we'll call her, because that's her fucking name. She tweeted the following: "Don cocksucking Lemon is disgusting. How dare you? I want that thug in jail. He would never do that to any other religion. Lock him up." And then she posted this image of Chucky with the I don't understand. But this is what y'all girl posted. Did. Then someone tried to call her out on her fuck shit, right? Call out her fuck shit, right? So this person said, now that entire media leg posting that slur, lie, laugh out loud. Man, Nikki can tear these people up. These be full-blown smear campaigns. These media outlets are careless and tacky, right? To which Nikki responded, laugh out loud. And I purposely wrote it that way because I knew that would be the only way to get the cocksuckers to post about it. They would have all collectively ignored the despicable behavior displayed by Lemonhead. I'm glad they're angry. They're about to get angrier. And she posted this. This is what y'all girl got going on. Remember, y'all know me. I'm long standing on my disdain for this woman. Never saw it for her. But y'all gays and blacks and all of the people, y'all was always over here, barbs and all kinds of shit. The woman is fucking vile. She's vile. And she's always been vile. She hasn't just gotten this way. She's always been this way. Listen. Now, Don Lemon said that he was going to respond to her. Here's what he said.
So people have been asking me about responding to Nicki Minaj's unhinged, homophobic tweet about me. I usually don't respond to this stuff, but let me just say this. Nicki Minaj, stop talking about shit for which you know nothing about. This is out of your depth, by the way, and you are a homophobic bigot. You don't care about African Americans. You're not an African American. From what I know, you are reportedly an undocumented citizen, so you should be deported under Donald Trump's rules. And the other thing is that your family members, you have one family member who is reportedly a sex offender, the other family member, your husband or whatever, a sex offender is your husband, and one of them is reportedly a pedophile. And you have nerve to talk about me and what you think that I do, Nicki Minaj, get a life. Stop being a pick-me. You should have put a pick-me doll on that damn tweet instead of a Chucky doll, because you are nothing but a pick-me. And I choose not to pick you. And so should black people, and so should gay people. Shouldn't buy your music. Clock that.
That was Don's response. I thought it was a little too tame and a little too measured for me, because the way I would have dog walked that bitch, I would have skull drugged. That bitch would have been skull drugged. She would have been skull drugged. Listen, now all of the gays claim that they don't like her, and these are the same people that was Barb's buying this woman's business. Not everybody, all of a sudden, they ain't team. Honey. Y'all was going on over there with her. Y'all can stay over there with her. Y'all was already over there. Don't try to backpedal and pussy pop now and act like y'all wasn't team Nikki. We remember. The North remembers. The North remembers. I'm just saying. But like I said, the story is not Nicki Minaj. She's of no consequence. The story is them trying to fearmonger and them trying to erase and eradicate. Yeah, that's Xavier girl. Look at him popping out the bushes. Now you want to pop out the bushes? You know that's your girl. Don't try to act like that ain't your girl Xavier now. Xavier. Now, oh, you just got here, Xavier, conveniently, right? You know that's Xavier girl, Tracy. Bitch ain't shit now. She ain't never been shit. Nicki Minaj is your girl. And don't act like that. Quietly, that's Hero Girl too. He ain't gonna claim her, but that's Hero Girl too. Is child. Anyway, but like I said, the real story is not that bitch Nicki. The real story is them trying to erase. Not only have they gotten all of the legacy mainstream news media platforms to now contort to their whims and wishes and become nothing more than propaganda farms instead of true press. Now they're trying to do away with and eliminate the independent journalists, because if y'all think it's going to stop with Don Lemon, you don't think Joy Reid is next? Oh, they would love to do the same thing to our girl Joy Reid. You don't think that Angie and Jennifer down to iHip News may not be next? They're coming after the independent journalists to get rid of them. This is an authoritarian dictatorship we live in. You cannot have people that speak ill of the government and think there are going to be no consequences. They might be coming after my ass. And I ain't got that kind of money to be buying all kinds of lawyers and stuff. I mean, if they come after me, y'all, say a prayer for a brother. In other news, because it keeps getting worse. Well, your president has created this new, quote, board of peace, end of quote, which is meant to help rebuild Gaza after the damage caused there during the Israel-Hamas war. Well, they're saying that this board of peace is supposed to rival the United Nations, which your president is saying he's going to pull out of. The United Nations has already said they're building a new headquarters in Africa. I forgot which country in Africa it's going to be in. I forgot which country in Africa, but I know it's going to be over in Africa. And your president is going to take us out of the UN, and so he's building his new board of peace. Well, he's saying that any country that wants to be a part of his board of peace must pay $1 billion to buy into it, right? And he's already invited Russian President Vladimir Putin to join his board of peace. That was the first person he went to. So you're alienating our allies, tearing up NATO, forming this new board of peace. And one of the first people you invite is Vladimir Putin. Here we are. Here the fuck we are. If they come for Amy Goodman, I'm gonna lose it. Now I watch Amy Goodman every day. I burn all of this shit down about Amy Goodman from Democracy Now. Oh, we fights about Amy Goodman from Democracy Now. Let me tell you, I will lose it before they come for Amy Goodman. Or Juan Gonzalez, because I like Juan too. Or my good girl Normeen Sheikh. All the three of them. We will burn all of this shit down by Amy Goodman. Amy Goodman been doing the Lord's work for decades now. Over there down to Democracy Now. Now we windmills for Amy. Sorry, y'all. I got that shit almost hurt me now. I don't play by Amy Goodman. Baby, listen. Amy Goodman? Oh yeah, we'll burn all this shit down for Amy Goodman. Sure, will. One of the only people, and let me, an aside, Democracy Now and Amy Goodman, Normeen Sheikh, and Juan Gonzalez is probably one, if not the only, one of the only news organizations, independent or mainstream, that always simultaneously talked about Gaza, but talked about the devastation in Sudan and everything happening with Sudan, South Sudan, Democratic Republic of Congo, and all of the fuck shit and the genocide going on over there. The only outlet that gave equal attention and reporting. Hey D, happy MLK Day. So we will lose it by Amy Goodman and Democracy Now. Anyway, so I just needed y'all to know where they're going with this board of peace fuck shit. Mm-hmm. Now, your president said the board of peace is invitation only. Invitation only. So again, like I said, he's personally going out and inviting who he wants on the board of peace. And one of the first people he went to was Vladimir Putin. Countries can choose between a 3-year or permanent membership. In order to become permanent members, though, they must pay $1 billion. Now, they're saying at least a dozen countries have been invited so far. Here's some of the countries: Hungary, Argentina, Vietnam, Turkey. That Turkey, Algeria, Russia, and some other countries. Not Algeria. Algeria was no, not Algeria. They weren't invited, but Argentina. Remember, Donald John just paid $40 billion of taxpayer money to help them elect their dictator down in Argentina. Turkey has Viktor Orban, who's over there and has turned that country into a whole totalitarian state. Oh, Xavier, they're claiming these dollars will be used to rebuild Gaza. Meanwhile, the UN estimates it'll take the minimum it'll take is 70 plus $billion. A mess. Oh God, why, Caroline? Why are you here? Well, here's why we're here. So, in the continued attack on the press, according to a leaked recording, Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt reportedly told CBS News that the president would, quote, sue your ass off, end of quote, if they edited a single second of his recent interview. Now, your president did a sit-down interview on January 13th, that's just last week, with CBS evening news anchor Tony Dokopil, the new guy over there. In the leaked audio, which was obtained by the New York Times, Caroline can be heard delivering a blunt warning to Mr. Dokopil and executive producer Kim Harvey. And the recording said, quote, he said, make sure you guys don't cut the tape. Make sure the interview is out in full. He said, if it's not out in full, we'll sue your ass off. End of quote. Now, they did end up airing the full 13-minute conversation that same night. They claimed they didn't do it because of the threats. They claimed that was just their editorial choice. I cannot. I'm gonna have to save this story about I don't have time today. I'm gonna have to save the story about this New Jersey city where there's a lawsuit claiming that the mayor ordered police to, quote, keep black people out, end of quote. We'll have to do this tomorrow. We way over time today. So we'll do you tomorrow. It's time for our video breakdowns. Now, here's our first video breakdown. Y'all, I was telling y'all that I needed to find the full video from one of our video breakdowns from Silly Saturday. We found the full video. Enjoyed the full video as I did. Here's the video.
1, 2, 3, and 6. My neck, my back, lick my pussy and my crack. My neck, my back, lick my pussy and my crack. La, 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 warm it up, la, 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 la. The boys are waiting. La, 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 la. Warm it up, la, 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 la. The boys are waiting. La, 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 la. Pussy under my crack, la, 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 la. Pussy under my crack, my neck, my back, lick my pussy under my crack. My neck, my back, lick my pussy under my crack.
Ow!
My back, lick my pussy under my crack. My neck, my back, lick my pussy under my crack. My neck, my back, lick my pussy under my crack. My
Ow!
neck, my back, lick my pussy under my crack. My neck, my back, lick
You
my
gotta
pussy
conduct.
under my crack. My neck,
Ow!
my back, lick my pussy under my crack. My neck, my back, lick my pussy under my crack. My neck,
Yes!
my back, lick my pussy and my crack.
I was not gonna be happy till I found the whole video. I was not gonna be happy until I found that whole video. Hey! Xavier, Xavier said he felt that one. Woo! Ah! Felt that one in my shanana. We felt that one. We did. I felt that one. Here's our next video breakdown.
I'll give you 20 if you could tell me a Bible verse.
I'm a witch.
Hey, miss, I'll give you $20 if you could tell me a Bible verse.
A Bible verse?
Yeah.
I will bless the Lord at all times. His praise shall continually be in my mouth. My soul shall make her boast of the Lord. The humble shall hear thereof and be glad.
Hallelujah, $20. Let's get it. All right.
The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. He leadeth me beside the still waters.
Well, here's $20. Hey, miss, I'll give you 50 if you could tell me a Bible verse.
Certainly can't. I'm sorry.
You know,
No, sorry.
if you could tell me a Bible verse. I'll give you $50 if you could tell me a Bible verse.
I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me.
$50. There you go. Yeah. If you had one message to the world about the Lord, what would you tell them?
He's coming back. The main thing is get ready. Listen, the Bible is truth. Stay ready.
Praise God. What was your name? I'll give you $20 if you could tell me a Bible verse.
Sorry, got the wrong person.
Hey, miss, I'll give you $20 if you could tell me a Bible verse.
Jeremiah 21:11. I know the plans that I have for you. Plans for hope, the future, plans for prosper you and not harm you.
I bless you with $20. Praise God. If you had one message to the world about the Lord, what would it be?
Get to know him. Let him mean life. Let him show you love, real love.
Hey, sir, I'll give you $20 if you could tell me a Bible verse.
The Lord my shepherd, so I want to make a line of green pastures. He will pass righteousness for his name's sake. Yea, thou walk the valley of shadow of death, I'll fear me, will flow with me. The rod and the staff, they come. Goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life, and I will dwell in the house of the Lord forever. A lot of people don't follow the Lord. They don't believe. We have to believe.
I'm going to give you a bonus. If you could tell me who the Lord of Lords and King of Kings is, I'll give you another 20.
Jesus Christ.
Another $20. Miss, I'll give you 50 if you could tell me a Bible verse.
Not right now. I can't even think.
I don't know. No. You
My
can't.
brain's fried today.
50 if you could tell me a Bible verse.
You made my mind go blank, and I know some, but
I'm not good. I'll give you $50 if you could tell me a Bible verse.
Sorry.
Wrong guy. I'll give you 50 if you tell me a Bible verse.
Sorry.
If you could tell me a Bible verse. I'll give you $50 if you could tell me a Bible verse.
He said, I am the way, the truth, and the life. No one cometh to the Father except through me. For God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, that whosoever believeth in him shall not perish but have everlasting life. Can I give it to someone else who may need it more than I do?
Thank you.
You're welcome, man.
Thank you.
Yeah, my name is Anusi. God bless you, man.
Thank you.
Believe in the Lord. He is coming soon.
We have to get to know him and establish a relationship with God. And if we lean on him, he will direct our path and take us on through. Before we ever see his face, we have to have a relationship with him and ask him to forgive us of all of our sins. Love each other. Be grateful for what God has given us.
Praise the Lord. What was your name?
Shirley. Nada.
Nada?
Mm-hmm.
The Lord's coming again to judge, and he wants us to tell the world to repent and believe the gospel.
Amen.
Y'all notice none of the white people, except for that one, he looked like he was Hispanic. You notice the white people ain't no shit. But they always putting everything on the Bible, right? It's the same ones who everything is. Here's our next video breakdown.
Pronounce this word. I'm waiting. If your answer is not fish, you are wrong. Apparently, this word is pronounced fish. Someone who was also annoyed with the English language and its pronunciation decided to challenge its irregularities and create a new word. Essentially, the GH is from the word enough, as in how it's pronounced in enough, tough and all that. The O is gotten from how you pronounce women, as in if you studied sounds, that sound women, right? That's why the O sounds like E in fish, right? So the person took that from women. Then the TI is gotten from nation, 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 basically. So not only was someone annoyed with the inconsistency and pronunciation rules in English, they decided to humorously create a word, as in, since this is how we're gonna roll with it. According to the English rules that were set, this should be the spelling of fish. I mean, it's not wrong. I have come to the conclusion that I am not using my free will enough.
A mess. A mess. A mess. Here's our last video breakdown.
Chat, look, just say you get home from the club, you mad drunk, out of nowhere, she started giving you dome. She started giving you fucking crazy top. 2 hands, extra slurpee, extra spit, out of nowhere. You look down and you realize it's your sister. Now listen, bro, like I said before, head is head. My nigga, head is head, my nigga. The best head you ever had in your life. You gonna stop? My nigga, you gotta think about it a different way, bro. You gotta think about it as if it wasn't your little sister, nigga.
These are Xavier's generation. This is Xavier's generation. I just want you to know these are Xavier's people, not mine. These are Xavier's people. Xavier, they all belong to you, Xavier. They belong to you. Let's move on. Lamar Odom was arrested for DUI in Las Vegas this past weekend. Somebody need to go get him help, please. I ain't got nothing for you, Lamar Odom. Okay, I ain't got nothing for you. Nothing. Now he was being held on a $4,000 bail. He should have that. He should be out by now. He probably got it. So I ain't got nothing to do with it. Go with God. They're saying that somebody bust up in New Birth, and rolled up on Pastor Jamal Bryant while they was in the middle of church. Now I ain't seen the video. They said it's a video from inside New Birth Baptist Church, and where some individual rolled up in there and said that they was gonna burn, burn in hell and stuff. He said you'll burn and stuff like that. The man was screaming at Jamal Bryant, calling him a quote wicked dog, end of quote. Now members finally and security members finally went to the man, but some of the churchgoers was like, bitch, it took too long. Like, we could have, listen, what if that was like somebody who had like a gun or something? Like, he could have took all us out. I ain't seen the video, but all of the churchgoers said it took security way too long. Y'all know that's probably Bishop Wooden people rolling up over there. Or what's the man name? Pastor DeWan Rich. They people going over there, Jamal. You need to get you a better security team. You know these people got it out for you, Jamal. Where's the security? You know these people got it out for you. Jamal, you got too many people out for you, Jamal. Your security team got to do better. They're gonna have you listen. They're gonna have you all messed up, Jamal. You need to fire everybody on the security team. Dude, that's a safety to life issue. I need to see the video. If y'all come across the video, send it to me. In our last story of the day, a story that makes me feel old. So LeBron James, for the first time in 21 years, will not be a starter on the All-Star game, on the All-Star team. He will not be for the last 21 years consecutively. He has been a starter at the All-Star game during All-Star weekend for the NBA. And for the first time in 21 years, he was not voted as a starter, which means that he's at the end of his career, which now makes me feel old. If you didn't already feel old, that probably made you feel old. Probably, Demetri, I don't know. But yeah, he's still gonna be on the all-star team. He just won't have no he just won't be a starter. So there's that. Anyway, listen, that's the dossier today for this MLK Day. We way over. Is really be already live? She gonna kill me. She gonna choke the life out of me. She gonna kill me. Is really be already live? Let me see. Yeah, she already live. I'll be watching the game tonight. My cousin is playing tonight in the game, so I got to get out of here and go to a watch party. Yeah, but my cousin plays for the University of Miami. His dad is my first cousin. And Tanya, he was there this weekend. My cousin's name is he's number 4. I think that's his number 4 on UM. His name is Ruben Bain Jr. And so I'll be rooting for my cousin, even though I can't stand the University of Miami. I will root for them because my cousin's on the team. You said check the members only chat. Okay, hold on. I need to hurry up and get out of here so I can get to this game. Down in the quiet stand. Did you put it on down in the quiet stand? Hold on. Oh, hold on. This look like it's it. Where's security? Where is security? Like they just got there? Baby, the fact that somebody already tackled him to the ground is beyond my level of comprehension. But here we are. Listen, I got to get out of here and get y'all over to Really Be. Don't tell her I made y'all late, Ravine. Anyway, we'll be back tomorrow. As I always say, I love y'all. I love on y'all. Thank you all for being vocal, present, and active. Thank you for doing what you do. Thank you for any and all contributions that you make to the channel. They are much obliged. They're much appreciated. Thank y'all so much for being here with me. I'll see you all back here tomorrow. Thank y'all for coming. Y'all drive safely. I'm out. Bye. Love y'all.